All right, today we're going to be building an agency website, and we're not gonna start like crazy people from scratch, but we are going to be shopping the ohwow website. And if you don't know the website, I will link it in the description below. But this is where I have some free and premium templates that you can choose from for your projects. And I said, you know what, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see if we can make something work, because everything that I have there is optimized fully for mobile. So for now, let's get into it. And this is where you go to get your templates. Okay, so free and premium templates. Okay, let's go see what we have here. All right, so we have this very nice one for the menu, which is amazing. Okay, so we have the menu all set. Then we have the section with the logo swap, where we can have company logos or client logos, more like it. Yeah. And what else do we have here? Or we can use this scroll experience as our hero section, which is again done for us. And what else do we have? Let's see. Then we have this stacking container section that we could use to have some information about the company, what we're doing, and so on and so forth. So I want to see what I can come up with on the fly. All right. All right. So what else do we have? Okay. I think that is pretty much it. So we don't have that many options, but we do have a few. So let's see. And I will be deploying my project to Cloudways. Okay. So I'm going to just log in and I'm going to start setting up my environment. And then we are going to be downloading all the templates that we need and start working them on the website. Okay, I think this is going to be an interesting experiment to see how fast we could realistically put together these template sections, let's say, and make them work in a set environment, right? So yeah, I'm a little bit worried, but we'll see. So I'm going to add a server. Okay, I'm going to go to select an application, and my application is going to be obviously WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to call it, let's call it a one page agency website. All right, so I'm going to call it exactly the same, and I'm going to just have it here under project chain. Okay, so I think I am good with DigitalOcean, and I am also going to go to 2 GB. And since I am closest to Frankfurt, I would say yes, than anywhere else in the world, I'm going to choose my location for the server to be near Frankfurt. I think we are good so far. I'm going to launch it, and this is going to take a couple of minutes to set up, as it says here, 7 minutes. Okay. In the meantime, I think I will go back to ohwow and to the ohwow website, and I'm going to start downloading everything that I think I will need. Maybe I'm not going to use everything, but whatever I need, I will take from there. All right, so it seems like our project has been created, our server, and now we are ready to start creating our Elementor website and adding everything that we need to add. So I'm gonna go and log in, and let me just grab my, actually I just need the password because this I remember. I'm gonna go and log in, and this is it. I'll just change the password and log in. All right, I'm not gonna save it. Dismiss this. So let's just go to plugins and add our Elementor plugin. Yeah, and then Elementor Pro. I'm not gonna sanitize the website, basically delete everything. I'm not gonna do those things. I'm just going to focus on creating this template. Okay, So that you will have to do obviously on your website and install everything that you need to install other than I'm activating my Elementor. Boom, install. And as I said, I'm gonna just leave everything the way it is. I'm just gonna delete this because this is just something that annoys me all the time. Why is it even there? I have no idea. Forget it. Let's just move on and let's activate my license and off we go. All right, so let's go first to create a page. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new page and I'm gonna call it home. And we don't want this. I'm going to call it home, obviously, and publish. All right, so because I don't have that much time to waste or spend thinking about this, I am going to ask ChatGPT to give me that, a color scheme for an interior design studio based on mid-century modern design. All right, because this is, let's say this is our focus. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see. Very nice. Okay, I like the color scheme so far, and it does work. And it, yeah. All right, so give me the hex codes, let's say, please. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is very good. Very, very good. I am going to get this on my website. Okay. And also, let's just say, give me also some nice blacks and whites, but not pure colors. So this is how you can actually use sometimes ChatGPT to your advantage, especially if you're in a rush and you don't have too much time. Okay, so we're gonna get this. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna add this to my website and I'll be back. All right, so let's go to pages. Okay, let's go to edit with Elementor, and I am going to be adding this color scheme to my global colors. And I am just going to move super fast on this. And I will probably speed it up because, whoops, this is too slow. Yeah, and I'm not going to name them, but I'm just going to add my colors here so they're easier to access. I usually name them obviously, but in my case right now, I do not have that much time to waste, and I don't want to waste your time. But best practice is obviously to name your colors so you can make sense of them. Obviously also for your clients, because your clients are not in your head, and they might need to know what kind of beige you have added to their website. Oh, this is a very nice color scheme, and it is very nice and warm. Yes. Okay, there's one thing I forgot to mention, and I am so used to like having the theme already installed that I always forget about this. So I'm gonna add the hello theme here because this is what I use all the single time. Okay, and I'm gonna activate it, and this is the one. Okay, I'm not gonna delete this, but this is what I use 100% of the time on my projects. Okay, so let's go back to our page. Let's do a quick refresh and let's see what we have now. Okay, all good. So let's go again to site settings, go to hello theme, remove this. We don't want this, save changes, and the same with the footer. Everything is gone. All right. Okay, all good. And I'm going to go to the page settings, and I am going to hide the title, and we have a clean page now. We are ready to add stuff. All right, so we are going to go to add templates. Okay, we're going to add them one by one, and then we are going to work on this and place them how we want and change the colors and see what works. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go to templates, and I'm going to go to upload all my zip files. So this is going to take a little bit because I have quite a few, and I'll be back. All right, I think we are more or less done with this. So I'm gonna start building, okay? So let's close and let's think a little bit. We have the colors. I want to give this background a color, okay? I do not like this, and I want to have the website have a background all overall, okay? So we could go with item 9, 6, or 10. 10 is nice. I like it. So I'm gonna keep 10, okay? So let's go to our templates and let's shop here, okay? So we want the GSAP hero section scroll experience. This is very cool. So let's have a quick preview. So as you go and scroll, you have your action call to action button. You have your very nice thing. You have this very cool stacking containers where you can have information inside, okay? So I am going to get this one, okay, add it to the page, and I actually like the color of the background, but I'm not gonna keep that one though. We'll see. I'm gonna insert, so this is our hero section, okay? Apply. And there we go. So let's see. We have a container, yeah, with a color that we do not like. So we need to choose something from our palette, okay? I think I might simply have it the color of the page. So the focus here, it's going to be our imagery because we have very nice imagery and we want to highlight that, okay? So I'm gonna keep it like that. Obviously, I'm going to change the text color to not that one necessarily, but this one, which is horrendous. Please don't use this blue ever. All right, so I'm gonna change it with, I think I dig this one. And this is going to be black. I mean, not pure black, obviously, but the black that we have here. So a little bit darker to have a little bit more focus on the page and have more readability, okay? And then let's see what we can do with this button to make it less green, or at least not this green, okay? So we could go with a very nice green that is, oh no, sorry, this is the color of the text. My bad, background color. All right, this is what it is. Maybe not necessarily. Maybe we can go with a, maybe we can even go with a black, and then the text is going to not be green, it's going to be white, and we are not going to have a border. All right, so far so good. Not my best work so far, but we're getting there. So let's change the font here and look for Playfair display. Okay, I know it's very different, but I think it's going to add that wow factor. And maybe we don't do it uppercase. Century Interior Design Studio. And I think the the line height is a little bit too much, so I'm going to change it to this one. All right, so the text is going to be Open Sans, and the same for the button, Open Sans. And let's just go a little bit lighter on it, and maybe 1.2, or yeah. I am still not digging the background, not yet, at least. I think we might need a little bit, I don't know, some other things, maybe an image or something to spice it up. All right, so let's see. I think the button should not, definitely should not have an outline border. And for now, I think that's it. So let's go over to our containers that come over. The containers will have colors. Yeah, let me just change the colors and let me see how this will look in practice. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here to this heading and copy the style because I don't want to do this again. Paste style, and paste style. Okay, let's publish and let's see what we have. Okay, so far I like it. This is not really in the center, or am I crazy? It's not. Yes, of course, we copied the style and it copied everything with it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy the style of this font or text and paste style here. Okay, this should be okay. So let me just change the color here. I don't want this, and I'm just gonna stick with 10, and we're gonna change it after in the process, during the process. And what I want to do is maybe add a little image here because this looks a little bit sad. So I am going to most likely add it in here. So let's see how that would look. All right, fair enough. Let's see what images we have. I would like an image that is vertical, but most of them are horizontal. So, yeah, but something that is very immersive and something that has that wow factor that makes you stop and look at the page, you know? This looks really nice. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. Let's do this and maybe make this image smaller. Oh, the container smaller. Something like this, you know? Let's publish and have a look. Yeah, all right, so I had to do some changes of camera, but this is where we are. Okay. Oh, I think I turned this back to a weird gray. Yeah, I'm still not liking the background necessarily, the color of the background, but that's what it is. All right, so this is a mid-century interior design studio. Okay, and I think this is pretty cool. I kind of like it. Yeah, and this is what I mean. I think we need to add something like a different hue to the other stacking containers, so we kind of have an idea what's coming, right? Because we're scrolling, but then it's like this weird cut. Anyway, for now, let's just move on. So we have the hero section. We have another stacking containers section, which could be, okay, nothing comes to mind, but I will figure out. Right now, what I want to do is have the layout put together, and then we'll figure out what's what. All right, so for now, let's just move on, okay? I'm gonna go and add my logo template, the swap logo template. I'm gonna insert it, and let's see. So this needs to be a different color, okay? I obviously don't want it black, or maybe I want it black, but not this black. All right, so I'm gonna change it to, what color do we want it? I think maybe this one. All right, let's go with it. Okay, so as you can see, each template is going to create its own set of HTML widgets, because each has separate widgets, has separate GSAP codes. Okay, so what we need to look for is a way to merge this, okay? So for now, I'm gonna leave it like this, but we need to merge. Definitely, we cannot, and we should not have so many HTML widgets for what reason is that, you know? All right, so we're scrolling, and then we have this, and then the next, and the next, and then we have this very cool thing happening. And I would like to add some interest here where we create some kind of gallery of images, okay? So it would be nice to have a trail of images, and we could say something interesting about that. So let's add it in here. So image trail, let's insert. And for that, we need to replace all these paths here with the images that we want to have from our backend, from our media library, okay? So I will have to go in here and go to media and open all these images. So for example, I want to have this image, yeah? So I'm gonna go and copy the URL, and I'm gonna go back and replace it in here. So this is kind of annoying, but a little bit boring process that you have to go through. But I think it's worth it because at the end, you have some amazing images showing there, right? Yeah, I'm gonna speed this up. I just wanted to show you how this would look and what's the process. But for now, I am going to replace this and I'll come back. All right, this is very cool. Actually, to be honest, I prefer to have it here at the top of the page and instead of the other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the other one. But as I said, you can have it as well here. So if you want to add an image, is right here under the first container, basically in the parent container where we have the text and the button, you can add an image. I'm just going to remove it for now and let's have a look. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. We just have to change the size of the images because they don't have like a full view of the image. Yeah. And this is very cool. I mean, you can move around to read on the page, and it's a very interesting experience, I would say. All right, so we can change the image sizes in here, right? So you go to the container that is holding the HTML and go to change the height and the width. Okay, these are huge. And what we want to change is basically this is going to be 100% and 100 VH. All right, let's have another look. Yes, yes, exactly that. So I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, I love this. Okay, let's move on because we still have a lot to do. All right, what else do we need? So let's say we have interesting information here. Okay, we said what we are, we have a call to action. We could add some like services, for example. Our services are, yeah, so these are the services that we offer. So let's say we have 3 types of services. These are the clients that we worked with. What else do we need? We need some more imagery. So I had a little issue because some code was creating a little bit of Z index over the page itself. So I couldn't add anything to the page through these 2 options here. So I merged 2 GSAP codes and CSS code, And basically I turned it off. So this was the part that was causing the issue. So for now I disable it, but I will enable it once I'm done creating everything else. So let's add some more images, because this is what we need as an interior design studio, right? So I'm gonna go and add a template from my templates, obviously, and this is going to be the diagonal moving containers. And I don't think we need to have a preview. I'm just going to insert it and apply everything. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the fonts have changed, whatever. We can switch that again. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, so okay, why do we have another container here? Okay, so this is the container with our images. Okay, so unfortunately we added the container. Yeah, okay, now I understand. I'm gonna remove these containers because they were part of the template, just to make sure that you can have an idea of how this template would work. So you need space top and bottom for this to move. All right, so as you can see, our container is at the bottom, right below our HTML containers. And what we want to do is move it above. So every single time you should have your HTML widget container at the bottom of the page, always. Okay, so all right, here we didn't need any kind of code, in the sense that we don't have GSAP here. It's just a little bit of CSS, and I don't remember exactly where I put it. I think it might be right here. Yes, it's just a teeny tiny little piece of code, right? All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna change the background of this image and of this container, and I'm gonna go and look for something that might work. Maybe this one. Okay, this is going to be very eclectic, not necessarily how I would do it, and I would move less fast. And of course, this design would be done on my Figma. But for now, let's see what we can do, right, with what we have. All right, so I'm gonna change all these images because I'm not a fan, and we need images for our projects, right? Our projects being our beautiful interior design pieces. And this will be, I think we might need to add some additional images to the effect, but that's the point, to see how this can be done without stressing that you don't know how to change the template. Yeah, I think you get the idea. So as you can see, you can move super fast if you have a template, and let's just say you know what you're doing. Yeah, this, yeah, as well. Let's add an orange. I think we replaced them all, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, logos, some cool spaces. Obviously, we could have this instead of being vertical or diagonal, we could have this better in a row, and as we scroll, the images move as well. So we could add that. I think this is going to be a little bit of a Frankenstein, to be honest. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another container here. I'm going to drop it, paste from another site, because this is from another site that I'm working on. It's an interior design website. So I have a video with this effect as well, but this is not yet optimized for mobile. So use this at your own risk. Yeah. So this is what I meant. This is the effect itself. Yeah. Let me just publish and let's go have a look. So this is it. As we scroll, experience. This is super nice as well, but also this one is very nice, and it does make sense to have your images like this. So let me go and place some of these images and you will see what I mean when I say that this look fabulous like this. So we go one by one. And change this. And the good thing is that this is very easily maintainable. If you want to have your client switch between these images ever so often, because obviously they maybe get new projects, or you know, they need to whatever. All right, so this, or this. I think I like this more, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna maybe use this for the footer or something. I don't know what on the footer. Maybe it's a little bit too busy. Still very nice. I don't mind it, but yeah. So I'm gonna replace all these images, but I will do that at the end, okay? Right now, we're still creating our structure. All right, so what else do we have here? Let me just delete this. And what else do we need? We need a form, right? So I have a form. I'm going to drop it in here. This is not part of the templates, but I will be adding sections and elements like this to the ohwow website in the future, because I think this is very useful. And if you have something like this that you can build on, you know, and you don't have to start from scratch, if it's something that matches your future design, I think this could be very useful. I wanted to show you that I will have, like, I will say components, and also I call this to myself body parts of a website. So yeah. So here we go. Yeah, this is the form template. I'm adding it to the website. Okay, it needs work obviously because it's different than what we had previously, and for whatever reason this turned white. So I'm changing the color of the background of this form. Let's say this color. Okay, I am going to add a few nice images here. Let's say this one. And of course, I will make some changes to other elements. I'm going to do this one. I am going to change the color of this and also remove this class. All right, so this is going to be this black and play fair. All right, so let's go to see what we have here. Margin. We have to do that. Then this needs to have no padding at the bottom. Yes, I know this is very ugly, but as I said, we're gonna make changes. For whatever reason, I have the feeling that this font is not taking effect. So I might have something that is doing some harm here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is style this a little bit, make it nice. Also typography open sans, yes, that's fine. Or change the color of this background to a nice brown. Let's see what's going on. This is not looking very very nice, but yeah. Right, so our services here, our clients, some images, more images, very ugly. We have to work on this. Then we have all here smooshed. We need to change it. Oh, we have another image here that we need to replace. I'm gonna replace this and with this. For whatever reason, this is very not right. Yeah, that's where it should be. I am going to give this, not this container, I'm gonna give it some padding. So 200 top, 200 bottom, maybe even 300, but let's see. And instead of this diagonal thing, to be honest, I want to move this somewhere else, but I don't know where yet. In the meantime, I'm gonna give this container 200 and 200. And why is the background this color? Has no background. Okay, now it's better. All right, so that's nice. I am just going to remove this. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna add a text here. I'm gonna say, where is it? I'm gonna move it top here. I'm gonna move it, let's say H2, and move it at the center and say our portfolio, whatever. Our portfolio. Very nice. Okay. I mean, it could be nicer, but yeah. What I will do, I'm gonna give this some margin bottom, let's say 50, not too much, but I might give it a little bit more padding to this container and all the containers, so they have a lot of space, a lot of room to breathe. For example, in this case, we don't need to add too much here actually, but we do have to add at the bottom. Anyway, so let's see what we have so far. Our portfolio, copy, and I'm gonna say here paste. This is going to be our, yeah, I know you can't see anything, but I'm gonna change it. Selection, our clients, very original. Gonna switch this to this. Let's see. Okay, this is just perplexing me. I don't know exactly what to do with this section, but we're getting there. This looks not too bad, to be honest. Our portfolio, I mean, it's simple, yeah, but it's nice. All right, let's see what we have here. What's going on? Heading, 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 image, form heading. Okay, this heading, I think, needs to be changed to open sans and a little bit. Maybe we could turn it to uppercase and smaller, so it matches our the top part of our hero, right? We have to tie it in somehow, so make it nice. Okay, let me publish and let me refresh this page because it doesn't have the fonts that we see on the front end, and it's just putting me off. All right, okay, we're getting there. Heading and this heading. So I don't want any italics. All right, fine, that is good. Okay, this needs some work as well. What else? We need to add that brown somewhere in here. What I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna add some more images because it looks very sad. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna add it in here. So paste here. And this image is going to be this. Yeah, I really like this image, and I'm gonna give it yeah, with a 50. I am going to duplicate this, move it on the top of the container, change it to the other side, just like that. Add another image actually. Let's add something impactful. Okay, we already have this image down. Maybe this one. Our services. Okay. Starting to take shape. So this is what I mean. If you are going to be using this and you are not going to have a design set, you most likely would want to think of ways of how to do this, that is creating a cohesive design. And it's going to take some time because, as you can see, it's taking time. And I find it a little bit more difficult than the normal way of designing, which is going in Figma first and then coming in here and adding whatever you need to add in Elementor. So that's just me. And I've heard people saying that they have an easier time doing this without Figma, but to each their own, right? Do we want to go crazy bold? I'm not sure this is really matching, to be honest. So maybe I'm gonna go, let's invite this brown into our life and maybe change the color of this font here to, not really happy. Maybe this one. Yeah, does have something very cool about it. And then we could have, I don't know, whatever service we have here. So let's say styling, yeah. And the next one is renovations. And then you can have, grab this text from top here. I usually just use the heading unless I specifically need that widget. So we can paste it here and we can have it sitting really like that. Maybe just say something, whatever, about this service. And then maybe we get a button, copy this button and add it to the page, paste here. Where's my button? Okay, so I want the button to be a little higher. It's absolute, that's why. Okay, so maybe I want it to sit there, actually. Yeah, it's nice. So let's change the color of the button. Maybe we give it something else in terms of color. So let's say maybe yellow, and then the text is going to be black. And this, the text here, we could change it to yellow. Still not sure. Okay, let's see. Background. Maybe we can change the background here to make it more interesting, to give it a different vibe. Oh, this is turning into something that I'm not sure I like necessarily. So yeah, I think this is nicer. All right. Yeah. All right. So we're scrolling. We could add another image here or two, one next to each other. For example, yeah, let me just grab this and paste it here. Paste the style and paste it here. And I'm gonna duplicate. I will add a container in here course, it's going to be full width, remove everything. And where is my container? Okay, so I'm gonna move the container right here, add my images inside, set this container to be row horizontal, and now our images are sitting nicely together as one. All right, so I'm gonna change the images inside. And obviously this would be some images with nice styling. Yeah. So I'm gonna set this to default and set it to, let's say, 100, and this to 100 style. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Might be smooshed. We might need to make some changes, but I think it's looking really good. I like how this comes in. For example, our services, styling. Maybe we could make this a bit smaller, or we just leave it the way it is. And then we have this super cool image. I just don't like how this is sitting here, so I am probably going to move this container. Let's see, what changed? I can see from the preview. Yes, and maybe give it a little bit more space underneath here. But yeah, so this is what you can do. So you can continue the same way, and most likely I would change the background here. I'm not a fan of this orange, to be honest. It's a very muted orange. So I think the website will be brown. I know. I mean, a brown website. I know. That's very uncommon. Gonna give some padding to this container, top and bottom. Some serious generous, so there's room to breathe. And also these containers will both have the same, so you need to do this, you need to keep this at the same padding, because otherwise then the containers do not match as they overlap. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, 200 and 200. Very nice. Okay, cool. Of course, there's more to it to do, more to style, obviously. What I want to do is go to the main container, and let's see how it would look to have a brown heading. So I'm gonna change this color scheme to be yellow brown. Yeah, I know it's uncommon, unseen, unheard, but I honestly think this is very nice. And what color should we give this button? Not a fan of any of these colors, so maybe I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna just have the text black. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, or enough. And this is going to be yellow, but the yellow will need to sit on a different color. So you could maybe make this beige, a different kind of beige that is darker, or like, let's say, a bit warmer, so there's contrast with the font on the page and the actual yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, this don't match now because our container has nothing in it. So I guess we need to add some stuff. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna paste my images and the text and everything else. So we have stuff in there. Yeah, even if you don't see it, I'm not gonna style it right now because that's going overboard with the time. Where is my button? There you go. So let's see. Scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Okay, this is working. Yeah. Yeah, this is a crazy website. Honestly, it feels a little, yeah, needs a little bit more work, obviously. Here we are having some issues. So we want to change this, but we need to add some more space. So let's say 400. If this doesn't work, I don't know what will. Okay, very nice. And the more images you have on a website like this, the better, obviously, because this is the selling point of an interior design website, the imagery. Yes, we need some padding here at the top. This is working fine. We need to change the color of these elements, but it's fine. What I want to do is just add some padding here because it's driving me nuts. But other than that, obviously, this is not obviously done, but it can be done. So let's have another look. Yes, cool. Very nice. And you can add more text here. You can make it so much cooler. I will try to have this downloadable by the end of this weekend, basically the weekend that I'm posting this video. And I will try to make it nice and as good as possible. I will now activate my trail mix so we can see how it looks. I think this can be very interesting, but I think the images are a little bit way too big, okay? So let's go and change the width to 50% and let's see what we did. That might be not good. Yeah, we actually need to change the height as well. So maybe 50 VH, would that work? Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. I mean, how fabulous is this? Honestly, it's looking really nice. Really, really nice. And it has a super cool effect that you would look for into on a website, right? So big text, interesting information. What's the goal of the website? To showcase your projects, your studio's work, in this case, obviously. But yeah, how cool. All right, so now I'm in Cloudways, and what I want to do is create a staging environment because let's say at some point during these days, I'm going to finish it and I'm going to push it to live. Yes. And then I might want to change. I might want to add some more images, change the images. So I don't want to bother with the live version of my landing page or website. I don't want to break it. So I'm going to do these changes on the staging site and then push to live. So if you go here to staging management and you go to launch staging application, it's going to ask you to select your server. So I'm going to go with my one-page agency website. I called it like this before I realized that I'm going to be creating an interior design website. So this is going to take a little bit until it creates it, but it's not going to be a long process. Voila, it's there. So it's creating the staging application and it's going to go through the process. All right, so our staging has been created. And if you go here, you can see now we have two applications. Okay, so if I click on it, you can see this is our live version and this is the staging. Yeah, so if you click on the staging, you have the same access login credentials that you would have for the normal website. So you would just log in the same way. Okay, and now if you go to the staging management, you see that you have push and pull. So basically when you have finished working on the staging website, you go and push to live, as easy as that. And if you want, I don't know in what case you would do that, you can pull data from your live website to staging. I would assume that you don't have a backup and then your staging got corrupted and you want to get data from the live back. I don't know in what situations you would do that. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever had to do this. I don't know. Anyway, so then you also have backups and restore. So you can create backups on demand, and it's going to take about 30 seconds from my experience to create a backup on demand. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So I can just go and take a backup now. Let's see how long it takes. It says a few minutes. As I said, in my experience, it doesn't take that long, but that also depends on the size of your website, I would assume. I don't know. Yeah, so the backup is complete. It did not show up yet here, but it's about to. All right, so now I can restore the application if something happened to my site, which is pretty cool. I will leave a link in the description to Cloudways if you're interested to have a look, to try it out. They have 3 trials if you're really interested. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool product. Also, I forgot to mention this, but I don't know if you know by now, if you have watched my videos, you know that it's very important for me to have 24/7 human support, not bot, not AI. No, please don't give me that. I will just simply leave your product and I will never buy it again if you do that to me. So human support is absolutely crucial in this day and age, when every software company, every SaaS company is pushing AI bots on us for customer support. Cloudways understands that, and that is one selling point to getting Cloudways. Honestly, speak from experience. So I don't know, you tell me, what is your experience with customer support in general for products? Because we're all using plugins and all these things to build our websites. What do you think about AI, bots, and customer support? Do you agree with that? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so we are back in our project. It looks a little bit of a mess, but it has good bones, and I think we can work on it. So this was, let's just say, work for I don't know, it took a little bit of time for me because I'm also filming, but in general, this would be a very quick setup of an hour tops, right? And then a few more hours to polish it, to add all that good stuff. And the good thing is that all this, or for the most part, are optimized for mobile. So as you can see, except for the text that I just added and I did some styling and all this, those need work. But in general, if you get these templates, even if you get the free templates, I'm not pushing you to buy my templates, but if you get the free ones, those also help a lot, right? It's a section that you don't have to style, or a section that you don't have to optimize for mobile, because let's face it, optimizing for mobile, I think, is one of the worst things that you can do to human. Anyway, not to a human, but to a web designer. Anyway, another thing that I want to focus on these days is basically setting HTML tags to sections. So normally you would have, if you coded, this would be a section, okay? Because this is very important for screen readers. So they need to know what section is what. Yeah, so for example, this would be a section as well. And also I want this section to have a hidden overflow. This is something that I do for everything that I create. Is just good practice, I would say. Yeah, so let's go to this one section as well. Not everything is a section, yeah, but the main containers, main sections on your website are sections, not everything that is inside, obviously. Not, yeah, this is a section already, yes, created. Yeah, so this is good practice. What else? And this one as well. Again, hidden overflow. This is just something that I do by now out of habit. Overflow on any device. And again, as I said, this the merging of the codes is something that you need to pay attention to. For example, where is my other code? So for example, we have two types of code here. So let me go in the first one. Yeah, this one already has the GSAP in, and I merged it with another code. And the next one has just a little bit of code. And we have GSAP here. We don't need this GSAP, but we need the scroll trigger. So I'm going to copy the scroll trigger. I'm going to move it in here. Yeah, right there where the GSAP script is. I am going to go back and I'm going to grab my code in the other script tag. And I'm going to simply go all the way to the page in this here and post it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete this one. Actually, just 1 second. Let me see. Oops. If I have any CSS, because I can't remember if I have CSS in all these codes. No, I don't have. I'm going to delete it. So I'm left with only one HTML tag. Yeah. So I'm going to publish it and things are still working. Yeah. Still working, still working, still working. It's a hot mess, but everything is still working. All my GSAP code is working. Everything else is working. God, I simply love this hero section. Seriously, this hero section is mega super. And then I also like this part. And this maybe. And this needs to be changed, of course. Maybe this one as well. I'm not sure about this one, the colors and everything. And yeah, they just need to be a little bit more polished. So as I said, I will have this theme template for free downloadable in a few days. Okay, I will remind you guys and I will tell you where this is available, okay, to download in a few days. Yeah, I think this was a very long chatty, super chatty video, but I think it's really good. That is a nice corner. All right, I hope you enjoyed it.